It's good to be at a Democratic rally. I will tell you, since this is one other time I was at Sarah Lawrence for our reunion, so this is the first time back. It would be less than honest if I didn't tell you I'm a little verklempt right now. I will tell you, given that I got a doctorate, you can guarantee that there is one Jewish mother happy today. Not that, that only being a doctor matters, as I used to say, since my older brother is an oncologist and a medical ethicist, that I also perfected the field of medicine as a spin doctor. That was the only way to justify it to my parents. I will tell you, President Lawrence, that I do wish my parents were here at this moment, because I knew my mother would be proud at that introduction and my father would be amazed. To President Lawrence, Chairman Hill, and the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty, parents, family, friends, and above all, the graduating class of 2009. Congratulations. I want to thank Sarah Lawrence for bestowing this honorary degree. This is actually the second such degree I received this year. Just last week, I was awarded an honorary degree for my contribution to the field of linguistics, particularly my work in the four-letter words. I'm glad that the students appreciated that. It is, to be back, as I said, and I look around this campus, I look here, I look at the pub, I look at McCracken, but most importantly, I look at Mr. Adams, who taught me European history. I'm not sure that President Lawrence, that was exactly my quote to Jeff Adams, but it's close enough for a graduating moment. To Charlotte Doyle, who taught me psychology, and I still have my Jung paper. To Bob Zimmerman, who taught me about Heidegger, Emanuel Kant, Merleau-Ponty, which I don't know what he said, but I just could pronounce the name such a way. And though not here, and who has always been with me, is Jack Niels, my first Don, who taught me American history through the law, and inspired me in many ways, and is somebody I carry with me all the time. I remember, that's enough of that, let's move on. I remember the walks down the hill to Bates. Not as memorable as the walks back up from Bates. I remember how small the campus seemed until it came time to make that late night walk from the pub back to Lind. I never knew at 2 a.m. how long a walk that could be. I remember a lot that I cannot share while your parents are here. But to the parents, I want you to know I made it through FBI clearance, so do not worry about it. Yeah, I'm not sure the FBI would accept that, but let's just keep it among ourselves. But most of all, I remember the sense of anticipation, maybe with just a hint of nervousness, that I felt when I was in your position. You've all come so far. You've taken on difficult assignments and passed through papers and exams. You've pored over course packets late into the night and into the early morning. You worked hard. You've also played hard. You stumbled and gotten back up, occasionally as a consequence of playing hard. And you also did your fair share of growing up, because you are different than you were in 2005 when you came to this institution. And for your families, this is their day too, because they've been on this journey with you. They've listened to you, placed their hopes in you, and wish you'd call more often. And on behalf of all the parents here, allow me to say this to these fine graduates. Text messaging does not count. Not just because you are holding a phone in your hand, this does not count as calling your parents. In all appreciate that. I appreciate that you laugh. Obviously a parent with a child at this point. In all seriousness, having been in your shoes, I'm excited for you. This is an incredibly challenging time for our country. As Chief of Staff, I'm humbled, a quality that does not come naturally to me, by the incredible array, you don't have to applaud to that one, of problems that President Obama confronts on a daily basis. Hard choices about our policies for automakers, on financial markets, healthcare, energy, dangerous regions in the world, and lost jobs here at home. Our president has a pretty tough job. And the reality is, and this is the truth, he needs your help. I can think of no other time in our history in which an educated and engaged citizenry was needed more than it is needed now. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true that leaving this campus at a time when our nation is facing tough problems and a tough job market are harder to come by than perhaps many of you had hoped when you came here in 2005. But I'm excited for you, because it is moments like these when we need a new generation to offer new ideas and a new energy to meet the challenges we face as a country. Because it is at moments like these when we prove what we are really worth. And I am excited for you because I know that you are ready. Well, you look like you were ready after a good night's sleep tonight. And part of why you are, I appreciate that. And part of why you are ready is because you came here to Sarah Lawrence to earn a liberal arts education. And that is going to serve you so well. There are plenty of people out there who have spent 4 years learning one subject. And there's a lot of merit to that. But you spent 4 years learning how to approach any subject. And in life, you will face every subject. You spend your time exploring a breadth of ideas and subjects that will prepare you in ways you cannot even begin to appreciate. For instance, I spent some time studying child psychology when I was at Sarah Lawrence. And the truth is, when I came here, besides dance, I decided I wanted to go into child psychology. I had no idea how useful that would be when I became a member of Congress. And so on this beautiful day, before these eager, wild-eyed graduates, I wanted to share a few stories and the lessons they've taught me when I faced tough times, when I've stumbled, and when there's been an extremely rare occasion that I've made a mistake. I want to start with a lesson I learned the hard way. When I was in high school, I was a pretty reckless guy. You wouldn't have bet long on me, you'd have gone short. Let's just say I wasn't staid and somber figure that stands before you today. I was working as a meat cutter, trying to earn money to go to college. I sliced my finger very deeply. And being 17 years old, despite what was pretty bad cut and serious cut, I decided to go swimming in Lake Michigan. This turned out to be a bigger mistake than I had known, but it was prom night, and given it was prom night, anything goes. I ended up in the hospital with 5 blood infections, 2 bone infections, gangrene, 105 fever, and I was on the precipice of death. My mother stood by my bed with ice packs, keeping her middle son from that door. I had 5 roommates who died in those 8 weeks in the hospital. It was a terrible time for me, worse for my parents, and to be honest, I'm glad I went through it. Because a funny thing happened on the way to that precipice. Nearly losing my life made me want to save my life and made me want to live my life. And so the first lesson I'd impart is this.